Welcome back. We just got back from a 4-day camping trip. I brought my inflatable mansion down on the Columbia River. Awesome time. In the last video, we talked about the gear you need to get you out there and get you plunking in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we're going to talk about a couple different rod selections, as well as what size reels you need. I made a big mistake. The last bit of the Spring Chinook season is here upon us. Hopefully you guys can get out. Watch this video all the way through. I'll tell you what I did wrong, and hopefully you can learn from that and not make the same mistakes I did. One rod to start them all. This was my first rod I had purchased for plunking. The brand isn't overly specific. This isn't one about that's not what I wish to focus on. I'm going to talk about more about the functionability of it. This was my first rod. This is the Umpqua Tundra. This is a 12-foot heavy action rod. It can throw 8 ounces of lead, rated to 8 ounces of lead. And I've caught big fish on this. I landed 2 years ago the largest fish of my life, an absolute dinosaur. A almost 6-foot, 120-pound sturgeon, and I landed it on this. You know, these rods are just workhorses. They're designed to throw large weight, but with that being said, that heavy action, they're stiff, you know, and since they're stiff, they're not as responsive. You're going to have to get a real bite. There's no whipping action. And they're great. They're great all-around workhorses. We have this paired because I bought it as a combo with the Tundra spinning reel. And when I hooked into that dinosaur, it was an absolute battle. Did I get it in? Absolutely did, but I had to work 3 times as harder. So in the future, if you're going to do this or if you're just setting up a combo, my move would be to have the stiffer rod paired with a different reel. And you're going to have to go from spinning to casting. But if you have a stiffer casting rod paired with a level wind, the brand is irrelevant, but this is an Abu Garcia level wind. And I'll tell you why the level wind works better for this particular situation. If you have a stiff rod, you're not getting a lot of whip. A flexible rod, you're going to get more whip. You're going to be able to cast further. And that's just going to take the line off of your reel at an incredible rate. Bird nest your level wind every time. The great thing about these level winds is you got a lot more fighting power. You know, you can do it with the spinning reel, but it's a workout. The level wind has a little different gear ratio, typically holds more heavy line, and is the way to pair when paired with the stiffer rod. This is the other rod I would like. This was going to be my upgrade for this season. This is a medium heavy. The brand is Daiwa beef stick, but this is a lot more responsive. It has a lot more play. It's got a little shake. I can see the end if I get a bite, and this creates a massive whipping effect. If you're throwing 6 to 8 ounces, which is what you typically need to do in the Columbia, then this, I mean, it's different, right? But sometimes different is better. And this was going to be my upgrade, but I made a big mistake. I paired this with the 500 series or 5000 series rod, and by the time I got my line spooled up, I was casting into the other county, and checking the strength of my spool knot every time. So I couldn't even use it. To be honest, I thought this was going to be the upgrade of a lifetime. But since I paired it with too small of a reel, I ran the risk of losing my rig every time. And this was just my own fault. I was just trying to be cheap, trying to make it a little more compact, a little lighter, a little easier to throw. But because of that, I didn't have the line capacity I needed. Now, when you're fishing down on the Columbia, if you're hooking into everybody says 20, 30 pound Chinook, but I'm going to tell you what, those guys are the unicorns of the river. Most king salmon down on the Chinook are between 8 and 13 pounds. You can realistically run 20-pound mono and be fine. But occasionally, just occasionally, you'll hook into the stray dinosaur, right? You'll get that 60-pound Chinook or, 120-pound sturgeon or whatever the case may be. So for me, I like to be better safe than sorry. So I'm running 40-pound mono. And you can have the braid mono versus braid all day long. But that's a debate for a different time. But if you're going for a spinning reel with the medium flex, you're getting that whip effect and you're launching it into the atmosphere. I did upgrade my reel to a larger size. And this isn't even a brand, but this is the size I needed. Tried to be a little cheaper. So if you're going down there and you're using a spinning reel, and spinning reels has its plus, right? You're not going to bird nest as often as you would with the level wind. And when you're pairing something, with like your rod that has a medium flex, you're going to be launching that weight at the speed of light. And you need something that's going to let the line off the reel without bird nesting. So if you're going to use a flexible rod, like a medium heavy, you're going to, 1, get a bigger whipping action, 2, further distance, but you need to have the reel that can support that kind of activity. And for me, that is the spinning reel. Well, we covered 2 different types of rods and a few different types of reel. The highlight of this is if you have a stiffer casting rod, go ahead and pair that with the level wind. That'll give you the fighting power you need to really reel in those big fish. If you have a more flexible rod, use that spinning rod. It's going to make it a lot different. You're not going to have to worry about bird's nest, but get the larger size. If you think you can settle for a smaller size, don't. Hopefully this helps get you guys out on the water. If you haven't seen part 1 of that video, I'll go ahead and put it up here. Take a look. Until next time, go outside. It is good for your soul. We'll catch you on the next adventure.